Welcome everybody back to the channel. This is 2530 Media, and of course, I am Aaron Reed. Hey, if you guys are new here, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of when I release these videos, which I try to do at least once a week. Now let's talk about a tablet that I've been testing out for the past 2.5 weeks, and I've really grown to like this as that work tablet, like that tablet that I'm taking with me and I'm using for my daily work in the office. It's going to be the ViWoods AI Paper. This is going to be that 10.6 inch. So ViWoods was nice enough to send this thing out to me a couple of weeks ago because they knew how much I enjoyed and loved using the AI Paper Mini, which is this thing right here that I have had for, man, probably over 1.5 years, if not longer than that. So in the last video, we kind of looked at that first look, my first reaction to the tablet. I was familiar with the software because, like I said earlier, I've been using the AI Paper Mini for a while now. So now what we're going to look at is how I've been using this thing for the past 2 weeks at work inside the office. Like I said, it's really turned into that tablet that I prefer using for that use case. I love the writing feel. I love the focus that I can get with using this tablet. A lot of the features stay out the way, but most importantly, I've been liking the calendar app. And I know historically I've told you guys, I really don't use calendar apps on e-ink. I prefer just to use my Outlook calendar that's on the computer because it's always open. But I'll show you guys how I've been using the native calendar app on ViWoods to kind of schedule my day, move through my task, and I use it to plan things as well. So let's dive into it. So over the past 2.5 weeks, I've really been putting the ViWoods AI Paper Mini through its paces as that work tablet. And I've learned a couple of things. One of the things I've learned is that the AI Paper platform might be the perfect tablet for me and my use case with my workflow within Office. And it all starts within the native calendar app. Now, you guys know historically, I don't really care about the native calendar apps on e-ink. I use them to manage my personal schedule, but I use my Outlook calendars for work. But this has become a great utility, and I'll show you guys why. One of the first things is you can just use it for your digital input. If I just want to make sure I have that calendar syncing to this tablet, whether if it's my Google Calendar, Outlook calendar, or other calendars, and even multiple calendars, I can have those all syncing here and I can manage that. And I can simply use it as a bridge to see my events that are going to be scheduled throughout the week for whatever it is I need. And I can easily view those and, of course, create a new event if I need to. But what if you like to actually write on your calendars as well? You can write on both the month view and the week view. So that's going to be the month view. And then if you go to the week view. Now what you'll notice is whatever you write on the month view, it's not going to translate to the week view. But the week view gives you an opportunity to write on those days, still see your events, and still see the other information that you have here, whether if it's your to-dos, your tasks, your notes, or your logs. So another cool thing or cool utility with the AI Paper platform, which is the only calendar app that I even know does this natively, is the ability to not only write on those days, whether if it's the month view or the day view, but I still have access to my note-taking tools. While not the full suite, I do have limited access to certain tools that I think actually help out. So if you see here for the 25th entry, I have record DUS, which is Dominique Unscripted. Well, if I actually need to make that as a legit event, I can do that simply from this note. I can use my smart lasso, and if you notice at the site of selection, I'm going to get a little bit of choices. Of course, I have my AI tools. I also can create an event. I have both of the to-do options if I want to make it a to-do. I can cut, I can copy, and I can delete. Now, what we're going to do here is make this an event. So now, by doing that, I can create this event. If I want to, I can edit my title a little bit more. I can just record Dominique Unscripted. And then from there, I just set the date that I want it to be, which is going to be the 24th. And then I can set the time that I want it to be. From there, if I wanted to add any more notes, I can do that. And then I just hit confirm. So now I have it on my day view here. And if you look at it, I also have it on my events page. The other cool thing about this is I can actually do some real planning with the use of the Memo app. So if I just go to the regular note section here within my Memo app, and let's say I'm on the phone, I'm on a call, whatever it is, and I need to see what I have going on at a glance. Most of your e-ink tablets will allow you to do that. If I'm using books, I will still be able to see the month view, and I still have this memo space down here, so I can look at what I have going on within the next couple of days, and I can take some notes for planning. Now, what you can't do with the books platform is go to the weekly view. So now I can go to my weekly view, and I can sift through the weeks to see what I have going on each day. And if I need to make some notes for what I have going on, I can make those notes. So I can see what I have going on, let's see, next week. And if I need to make some adjustments, if I need to say, okay, I have time to have that meeting on the 26th, well, that's okay. I can just go back to my normal day, go to my notes, and then I can set a meeting. And again, what's cool about the use of the tools within this calendar app, I also can set up that reminder or that to do so I won't forget. We're going to make this high importance, and we're also going to change this to the 26th because that's when we're going to meet on the 26th. And from there, I just hit confirm. And so now when I go to the 26th, I have my to-do, meet with James on the 26th. And that's just a reminder for me to set up that Zoom call, in-person meeting, phone call, whatever it is. And not to mention, I still have the option to scroll through my to-dos, my task if I had some roll down, any notes that I have or logs. So what we're going to do is go back to today. And from here, I can manage my to-dos, which will roll over if they didn't get completed. If I want to write down any tasks, I can have those. And of course, you see, we can have notes. But what's really cool about this is I can go back to things that I've opened throughout the day. So if I have any notes that I wanted to open or go back to, I have them here. Same thing with the meeting notes. Same thing with your knowledge base. And of course, I can actually start any one of these from this tab as well. So if I want to open up a new note, I just hit the plus sign and it's going to take me to a new note. And since we're in the Notes app, I'm going to show you guys how I've been using this on a daily basis for those work notes. So one of the first things that I do like about the platform is that I can just write my title in. Once I write my title in, that's going to be the title of my notes. Now, since we kind of started this as a quick note, I don't have any templates set up. But if this was the beginning of my workday, I will go use one of these templates that I moved over, which is a custom template that I use for my workdays. So this is just a regular custom template that I use for my work days. And I use this along with my daily work journal that I have. And all that is tracking my movements, what I'm doing, and what I need to do. Now, this is where I write on something like a day view. Since you technically can't write on the day view in any of these e-ink tablets, I have this, and this is where I break down things that are going on throughout the day that I want to make sure I get to and hit. And I just simply use this daily for each new day to kind of manage my day at work. So I'll just write important things that are going on that I need to make sure I'm at. I'll write those there in that appropriate hour. From here, I'll write down a couple of like daily goals I want to hit for work. Here's where I put down those to-dos that pop up that I need to make sure I get done. I will write the to-dos here, and depending on what it is, I might actually add it to my to-do app. And if it's something I want to make sure I'm tracking and I make sure I do, we will make that a to-do. And what's cool is once I've made that a to-do, I can simply hop back to my daily planner note. Something else I do is outside of that, I have a daily work journal. So this is something I use just to track my day. I'm going to write down important information pertaining to my day. So I will usually do that in 2-hour blocks. So I'll start from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then I will honestly just write down everything that's going on, things I need to do, things that I've completed. And I like to use the new marking system to assist me with tracking that. So I will take those 2-hour blocks and simply make them a mark. And so from there, I have like a header system that you would find in Supernote, but now I can easily find information within my weekly journal. So I can go here and it'll take me to whatever that mark was there. I also utilize the outline. By utilizing the outline, I can add this page to the outline, which would be Monday's journal entry, or since today is Sunday, it would be Sunday. As the week goes on, I will have a outline entry for every day of the week, and then I can go in and find my information by the time. I'll show you guys one of my work journals that's already complete for a couple of days. So if we're just browsing through, this is what one of my work journals might look like with some of the information that I wrote in. This is what my marks will look like. It will be the times of each shift, and you'll see there'll be a separation. I have Thursday. You'll see I have the 13th. You'll see I have Thursday. You'll see I have Friday. And then I can select on certain times, and it will take me to those times of that day. So wherever it is that I want to navigate, either through the marks or through the table of content, I am able to do that. Now, one thing that we didn't take a look at in this video, which is something I've been using more since I got the 10.6-inch AI paper, is going to be the standalone Memo app. I think we talked about this last video. I've been using that standalone Memo app as kind of like a sticky note. When I don't need to open up a new folder or a new notebook, I go to that standalone Memo app and I kind of use it as a sticky note. And the cool thing is that you can make to-dos, you can favorite one of those memos, and you can always go back to it. I have even been sharing that memo if it's some to-dos that I want to do later on and sending them off to my iOS Apple reminders, kind of like the same way I was using the Remarkable platform to send to-dos and information to iOS reminders. I've been doing the same thing here with ViWoods and the standalone Memo app. Some other things that make this platform perfect for me in the office is just moving information on and off the tablet. Now, it doesn't have a true partner app, or it doesn't have a partner app that really works as good as the Supernotes and the Remarkable partner apps, but it's good enough for me to get information on and off the tablet, either through the ViWoods transfer, Google Drive, or QR code is what I use a lot as well. So I don't have any issue getting information on or off the tablet. So what I am going to start working on using more are going to be some of the AI tools and knowledge base. I've been playing around with knowledge base lately with a project I'm working on. So I'll have a video on how I'm using knowledge base with this tablet to help me build that repository of information. But also I'm going to start using the AI tools a little bit more. I kind of start playing around with using AI tools and using those AI notes in knowledge base, and they're pretty cool. So I'll show you guys how I'm using that as well within my next review. I'm going to continue using this, the AI paper platform tablet in Office, and I'm going to see just how good it truly is. Right now, it's been great for me the last 2 weeks. So for me, this tablet kind of fits in the middle of something that is super focused, like Remarkable is when you're just writing and trying to think and get those ideas out, but also something with a lot of utility with native tools that you find like in books. So it doesn't have as many tools that you're going to find in books, And it's not just as note focused that you'll find with Remarkable. But for me, this tablet kind of sits right in the middle nicely, where it gives you a little bit of the best of both worlds. It gives you that option to have that focused writing experience, but you also get some utility for multitasking and working on projects and things like that. When it comes to the calendar app, in my opinion, it's the best one in e-ink, but it kind of just depends on what you want to use your calendar app for when you're using these tablets. But hey, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you guys think about my workflow and use case with the ViWoods AI Paper, the 10.6-inch tablet? And if you're using it, do you have a similar use case or are you using it differently? Now, if you're using a different platform for this, if you're using a Supernote Mantle, if you're using like a Books Go 10.3 or any of the other books tablets, if you're using Remarkable, how are you guys using that? And how do you think it measures up to how we're using the AI paper here? Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for checking out the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. I like using this and I enjoy using this. And sometimes I use both in the same day. If ViWoods ever gives us multi-tablet sync, watch out book, watch out Supernote. The word game changer is thrown out there a lot when we talk about e-ink, but I think if this platform, if ViWoods, the AI paper platform, gives us multi-tablet sync and gives us a partner app that is comparable to what you get with Supernote and Remarkable, it doesn't have to be better. Just gives us something that syncs all your tablets, gives you some utility within the partner app outside of the expiring links where you move stuff on and off. You give me some organization in the partner app, a way to manipulate my information, a better way to move information on and off with multi-tablet sync. You might have a new top contender in town. Some people use the reader as well. The reader, like we saw with Dave over at Tablet Tech, has a lot of utility in the knowledge base app on the reader where you can do a lot of work on that. And if that syncs across all tablets, that's a true game changer. Get that to us, ViWoods, please. Please.